Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. So what's up, everybody? Just want to thank you all for checking out my studio production video today. And yeah, man, I wanted to this one's gonna be an interesting video about a little game we call Destiny 2. And I wanted to dig into the prospect of asking the question, is Destiny 2 a failure? And why is Destiny 2 a failure? And, you know, dig into the aspects of it being a failure. Because, man, I'm sure I would have a lot of people who would speak to the contrary that would say, hey, man, Destiny 2 is one of the biggest shooters that's coming out this year. That can't be a failure. And, you know, what are you talking about, man? It's doing great. I'm sure I would have the Destiny fans that would tell me that. And probably have a couple of choice words for me for being a Destiny hater. Even though I probably put more hours in Destiny than most of those people who would be criticizing me, which is pretty funny. So I think I would be able to speak to it and have the experience. But that's what it really comes down to, man. I wanted to dig into the prospect of, more importantly, other than just sales numbers. You know, of course, right now the PC version hasn't released yet, so we're going to see how much that's going to really help out the numbers for Destiny. I kind of pretty much still stand by what I originally said, that I don't believe it's going to do as good as what the original Destiny 1 did. I think this Destiny 2 was mainly for the people who were starch Destiny fanboys, and that's what this game is really for. It's not really for anyone else, or anyone else who would play it would pretty much get bored of it and be done and move on to something that's better. So yeah, man, I wanted to dig into the reasons why I believe it's a failure, and, you know, talk about that. Like, you know, what are those things, and what are the things to look out for Destiny. So you guys know I played through the demo, and I've had my impressions of the demo. I've recently you know, had a family member that, you know, my family and friends really been pushing me to play. I mean, because I was one of those hardcore guys into Destiny, helping people out, helping people through raids and doing all that stuff, man. You know, through Destiny 1, and, you know, it's been one of those things where I didn't want to run into the thing where I judged the game, and it might be something that if I actually played it, I would have seen, hey, well, maybe it's not so bad when it comes to this and that. Okay, maybe this might be salvageable. I don't know. I think you always want to be fair and objective when it comes to actually really criticizing a game. I just think that in general to anything, you want to keep it real to what things are, and you can't really do that if you haven't really played the game. So I wanted to be fair and objective, and I already had, you know, family members pushing me, and, you know, they got the game, got a used copy, and, you know, I mean, they're selling it now for like $40, so already, you know, so got me one and said, man, just come on, just play it. So I started playing, and I wanted to really talk about why I think it's a failure. I think now I can speak from experience. I played through the campaign. I've played through, you know, of course, Crucible and all basically the facets of the game. Now they got this, the factions are coming out now where you can swear allegiance to the factions, and I guess it's like a rally event that they have now, which is okay. It is what it is, because I mean, the gear that they had in the game before the factions, it was horrible, other than what you're trying to get from the raid. But then again, most people from the raid, like usual, are getting just basically keys or getting BS. They're not really getting a lot of weapons and gear. You know, unless you do the prestige, and maybe it's a little, your drops are a little better, but other than that, you know, you're not really getting much. But why I believe it's a failure, putting aside the numbers of what the game is selling and putting aside just, all the hype, is it once again, I believe what they're doing is they're doing a reset on what Destiny 1 was. So you remember when Destiny 1 came out, it was a half shell of a game. It wasn't a full game. It was made more of a full game as each DLC came out. They literally just piecemealed you the game and then, build you all the way through as they piecemeal the game. And that basically was the model of what Destiny 1 was. And I think a huge failure is for them to do that in Destiny 1, then turn around and do the exact same thing in Destiny 2. And I think for me, that's where the huge failure number 1 comes in at. Where it's kind of like they knew that it's like, well, no matter what crap we just throw out there, we don't have to really do anything to really innovate. You think about this. There's not one new alien race in this game. Not one. You're getting all the same enemies that you've always been playing since dealing with since Destiny 1. Not one new enemy type. They got some variations of little new enemies, variations, but even that's very small. I think they got the dogs, and they got variants of the same enemies that just do little different things now. But when it comes to what they are, it's all the same. I think the dogs and a couple other little small enemies are some different, but there's no different races. They're all the same. So you're not getting anything different on that front. You're not getting any actually new challenges when it comes to the enemy AI or the enemy types or what the abilities that the enemies can do that challenge you as a player. None of that's happening. You're not getting any of that. You're not getting any new game systems or mechanics. All the game systems and mechanics when it comes to how the missions are structured, it's all the same. Yes, they have where you could do these little so-called adventures missions, but all these that's basically like doing patrol missions. They're basically like doing slightly bigger than what a patrol mission is. It's basically like doing small little patrol missions, and then the rewards that they give you for that, it's like, okay, it's great how they have all the loot. It kind of loops in so that everything you do kind of matters when it comes to grinding. You feel like when you're grinding, you're at least getting something that's useful, because everything is transferable when it comes to the loot system, and when it comes to the all of your different materials and things that you get, you can use it for something. And even once you're at max level, every time you level up, you get a engram that you can take back into Ellis and actually get ships and get ornaments and things like that. So they do a better job than Destiny 1 to have it where at least the stuff that you get, it always means something. Even when you break up or disassemble your weapons or your gear, it goes towards weapons parts, so you can turn that back in. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at what are you getting. And I think this is another big major fail. There's not really a lot of weapons in Destiny 2 that I've seen that I really even give a damn about. You look at what they did to the snipers. They put the snipers in a power weapon slot. So you got to choose between a sniper or a rocket launcher, which is retarded, because it just basically, why the hell would you ever use a sniper now? You know what I mean? Most people are not really using snipers nowhere near as much as they used to, because they would rather have a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher or something else in that slot than a sniper rifle. So that's just a major step back and a major fail right there. And another thing is just the weapons themselves. The rocket launchers suck in this game. Even the raid rocket launcher, it looks nice, but it still basically is a one is a one-shot rocket launcher. I don't know where they get this from, where they want to start doing this one-shot rocket launcher BS, but it's just garbage. Like, I feel like they have to dumb down the weapons so much because the enemies are so easy and to kill that they just have to dumb the weapons down. Any of the power weapons, they're not as powerful as they used to. Like, you would think they would just make the enemies harder to kill, or at least make the enemies have smarter AI, and make it be a diverse group of different enemies that work together in a coordinated way that makes it more difficult for you as a player to conquer them and beat them, and then just give you some awesome weapons to kick butt with. You would think that's what they would do, but no, what they do is dumb down the AI. The enemies are all the same, and then they just give you lackluster power weapons like one shot, one in the ammo rocket launchers. You know, they're pretty when they actually hit a target, but most of them don't have tracking, and most of them are all just one shot. You have to keep reloading over and over again, and it's just like, I don't know who told them this was a thing that people would want, but it's just garbage. Like, so it makes you feel like the weapons are just so, like, you don't care about them. I'm not excited. There's, yeah, they have that the new so-called Gjallarhorn, that coil weapon that shoots out a valley of different projectiles, and that's nice. Forget the full name of the weapon, but it's supposed to be the next Gjallarhorn, but it's pretty powerful. But my thing is that it still doesn't give me the feeling of what Gali did. Still doesn't. It doesn't have the impact of what Gali was. And for as far as I can see, a lot of the weapons are just, and even the perks are just subpar, and don't care about it as much. Like, Destiny had better weapons and better perks, in my opinion, that I really actually care about. But I think what Destiny struggled with, and what still Destiny 2 struggles with the same, is that they just don't have a good variety of weapons. Look at Borderlands 2. I don't know, for any of you guys that play Borderlands 2 know what the hell I'm talking about. Borderlands 2, there's still weapons I'm chasing in Borderlands 2. Each one of the weapons, especially the legendaries, they're unique, and they do incredible, crazy, stupid things that are just amazing to use. And it's still fun to tear through Borderlands, farming for those weapons. Still fun. I still play Borderlands 2 to this day. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where I don't get bored of it because I'm still chasing stuff that I want and I actually care about. Destiny 2, you don't feel attached to a lot of these weapons. You don't feel you care about them. It's just like, okay, got this, cool. It's cool for it, because it's not only that the weapons they lack in variety, and they suck in the perks, and also the effects of what they do, using your rocket launchers as an example, but it's like what you're doing with them. So once you beat the raid, you really don't have much to do. It's basically the same grind over and over again. And this leads me to yet another reason why Destiny is a huge fail, is because, it doesn't do anything to solve what was a huge problem for Destiny 1. And what was a huge problem for most people who just left the game and got tired of it because it was so goddamn repetitive. They don't do anything. When they were talking about Destiny, I thought this new adventure thing was going to be actually something that was going to change it up a little bit. But looking at it and actually playing through it, the adventures are just these little missions that basically sends you to the same stuff over and over again. Like doing strikes, no different. It's like the strike is going to be the same thing over and over and over and over again. After you played it once, twice, 3 times. And then think about this. What you're playing it to get loot that has subpar perks that are, a lot of these weapons are subpar to what even Destiny 1 was. So great, I got that. And then you beat the raid, and then it's just like, okay, what now? Great, okay, now I'm grinding for some gear. but that gear is to use for what? To do the same stupid stuff that is boring over and over and over again. Contrast to games like Diablo. I'm still playing Diablo. Still searching for just the right gear set. I think what's a major fail about Destiny 2, they try to do a lot of this flashy stuff where they give you new skins that you can put, you can trade out whatever, you can customize your skin, you can farm for skins, different skins for your gear and for your weapons, and that's great and all, and even for your bike and for your ship. That's all great. But the thing is, they do nothing for you to actually go through something that actually is different. Like when you play Diablo, when you go through the greater rifts, that's fun, grinding through the greater rifts, trying to see what gear you can pick up. You have so many different diversity ways that you can change your powers and your abilities. You could go from one way completely to another. You got so many different dynamics that you can change on one character, and you can play so many different play styles. Another thing is similar to Borderlands again, where Borderlands you can change all your skill points all around, completely change your play style of your character and have them play completely different, along with all the diversity of all the types of different weapons that you can utilize, all the gear mods that you can use, the grenade mods that you can use. They have nothing like that in Destiny 2. Nothing that makes you feel like, okay, in the end game, I still have so much to grind for. Even Division does more than this, like with so many things that you can do to switch your character up. You feel like you have gear sets and different ways you can combine them and customize them. These are the things that I was hoping Destiny 2 was going to have. Something where I could go through, I could have a reason to want to grind through and get different things. But what did they do? They just basically streamlined everything and made it to where you just streamlined everything. Made it to where everything is so simple, you can't really customize your character in any real way that really affects your character's play style. All the play styles and even the subclasses, they're all the same subclasses. This a little altered to be a little different, but they're all the same. So what did they really do? In my opinion, in some ways they stepped forward with Destiny 2 and then completely took 2 steps back in other ways, to just create yet another game that you're gonna have to be piecemealed through and build every step of the way that they're piecemealing. So yet again, this is going to be yet another game that's $200 plus that you're basically, each person is basically paying for. If you account for the DLC and the game itself, you're talking about at least $200, and that's not including buying any of the microtransaction stuff that is in the game. So let's just keep it real. It's one big, terrible, disgusting cash grab, to take advantage of people that are, just going to be, oh, it's Destiny 2, so I gotta have it and gotta play it. That's all it really is. And I think this is what the huge failure of what Destiny 2 really is. And this is the reason why Destiny 2 is not one of those games that it's not going to never be a Diablo or a Borderlands 2 or a Division. You know what I mean? Because at least these games actually provided you with something that you could still have hundreds of hours of play and enjoy playing, and keep on playing and not have to be built all the way. Do you know what Division 2, people could say whatever they want about Division, but one thing I can appreciate about Division is that they've had so many updates that you didn't have to pay for. And gave you so many things to do. They got the new 1.8 coming out. That's going to be great. Adding all types of different things, different modes, PvP modes, PvE modes, different. They keep improving upon the game, and they're not trying to bill you every step of the way. You brought one season pass and you got everything. That's it. If you got the season pass when the game came out, you got everything the games had to offer. See, these are the type of things that when I say Destiny 2 is a failure, when it comes to the industry as a whole, when we reward these companies by just throwing them our money, well, then we're only perpetuating the abuse to gamers being treated like that. being treated as ATMs that you can just keep charging us over and over again. Well, this is what you do. You perpetuate this type of practice when it comes to developers and it comes to publishers. They just think, oh look how stupid these people are. We can just keep charging them over and over again. Contrast to a game like Division that had you buy the season pass and you get everything. You could have brought Division for the $99. That would have gotten you the season pass, would have gotten you the game, gotten you everything that comes around with it, and you're done. Never have to worry about anything from there. But you would never see that with Destiny. Never. They'll always just keep charging you every step of the way, and this is how they do it. So yeah, man, I just wanted to break down what the huge failures are. They really didn't do anything to really change any of the systems or mechanics in Destiny. The raid is great and all. It's a good raid, but you got to understand, okay, for what you're getting, once you get the weapons out of it or the gear, there is really nothing to do at that point. It's not like you can really customize your character, have a completely new, different play style. It's not like you can, go on to something that actually is, you randomly generated where you don't know what you're going to get yourself into. You can't explore. I mean, you got 4 planets, whoop-de-freaking do, that have the same alien enemies that you've always seen before. Great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that, and this is where I bring it to. I really play this game for my kids and my family and my friends, because I'm just not one of those people that is into something that repetitive. That's just not me. I'm just not into it. I just can't do it. I've told you guys before, like, I just can't do it with this game. And this game is just a mockery to the industry, and it's just a mockery to gamers in general. And I can't, it's just like I can't, get away from that. You know what I mean? Because I just think Bungie is just like, they really think gamers are really just stupid and that they'll just buy it. Now for me, I brought the stuff that my family got. It was used, so it wasn't like we gave Bungie necessarily our money on that because it was used. So someone already brought it. We didn't add another sales number for them, and we didn't really give them any money. We brought it from someone else who already paid for it. So if anything, if you're gonna ever get this game, I suggest that's how you do it. Don't give Bungie no money or Activision. Get it used. Get it for next to nothing used. And try the game out or rent it. I wouldn't suggest buy it at all. Not damn sure not brand new. If anything, don't give Bungie your money, because this is one of those things that you really need to, if that's the case, if you want to try it out for yourself, but you're gonna find out the same things that I'm saying. All we can really look forward to is games like Wolfenstein. It's going to be a great shooter, and especially if you're into shoot and loot like me, Anthem. And I'm pumped for Anthem. That's what I'm excited for. So yeah, man, I want to go ahead and stop it right there, man. But this is my breakdown of why I believe the reasons of why Destiny 2 is a huge failure. Not only for, this in general as a game, but for the industry and for gamers as a whole. So alright, man, that's going to be it for this video for today. Appreciate you guys like, share, subscribe if you're not part of the Keep It Real family. And until the next time, this is Jay. I'm always keeping it real, and I'm gone.